Part 249. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2481. 3 to 5 hours are considered short. 10 hours is the normal state of that guy. Weigh it for yourselves. But the temperature here is quite suitable for sleeping, very comfortable. Piao stretched his waist, and then his body suddenly reacted, then he looked at Guisha beside him, and hugged him subconsciously. Gisha's body trembled instantly. This is what happened. Brother Piao, can you stop touching me with your hands? That's my waist, don't touch it, can you, it's very sensitive. That's my thigh, what are you touching? What the hell are you, so frightened? Numerous goosebumps suddenly appeared all over Gisha's body, and while talking, his body trembled unnaturally. It felt so weird too. Now the melon seeds in this head are about to burst. What kind of trouble do you want to make? This is really unbearable. What's wrong with this guy? The ghosts wanted to be dirty. Brother Gisha, I don't know. It's not good. It's more comfortable to hold you. It's all Fang Fan's entrapment, this guy is a residual poison. It's too dark. Next time I specify that I can't come out with him. Brother Gisha, why don't you just hug and sleep here? Isn't it very comfortable? Guisha nodded, and said with a serious expression on his face. Screw you. Don't talk to me, I have goosebumps all over my body. You said that you are too idle. At least there are beauties in the practice room of number 3. Now come to number 1 to practice, and what are you doing with us? In this state, to be honest, it's really not worth it. Guisha rolled his eyes, complained angrily, and then ran to the corner to start practicing. Because the whimsical voice was still so exciting, he simply closed his ears with cloth strips. Gisha's diligence is really good. Forget it, I don't care, I'm going to practice too. If this goes on like this, I'm afraid I'll be completely insane before I go to practice. I can't continue ink blotting at this time. The 9th floor of the Tower of Light, 100 times the speed of cultivation, don't let it go to waste. Maybe I can take advantage of this opportunity to break through. Zhuoqiuyao took a deep breath, and then joined the diligent army. It's Piao, look left and right, it's really embarrassing at the moment. What can I do now? Nothing. He didn't come to the Tower of Light for cultivation, he wanted to search for traces of the Godhead in it, but after searching for so long, he didn't seem to find anything. Anyway, he searched everything inside and out, and there was nothing. Originally, he wanted to let Zhuoqiuyao and Gisha accompany him to talk about the calf, but now that these two have gone to practice, Piao suddenly feels empty. Coupled with the fact that Yingying's voice is still echoing in my ears, I feel like I want to go directly to heaven. That's probably how it feels. Why? Fang Fan's life is really good. What's the difference between me and him? In terms of appearance, I'm not bad. In terms of wealth, I've also saved tens of billions recently, and it's not much different in this regard. About charm? What do I need to say about my charm? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2482. Piao is too idle now. When I am free, I will think wildly, which is probably the state. Outside the Tower of Light, there are still many students staring at the 9th floor of the Tower of Light. After all, the 9th floor of the Tower of Light is not always open, most of the time it is closed. Things are rare, and it is precisely because of this that more people want to see how long the 9th floor of the Tower of Light will last. It is really not an exaggeration to say that this is a pain in the ass. From this perspective, it is indeed a pain in the ass. I have nothing to do, so I have to get involved in this matter, and then I am crazy about talking. If there is nothing wrong, we have to figure out something. In addition, now everyone has basically confirmed that some students will enter the 9th floor of the Tower of Light to practice, and there are several new students. Especially the name Fang Fan has completely spread around the entire Tower of Light. Anyway, this is all cards. It's so weird, the light on the 9th floor hasn't gone out yet. I wonder if some demigod deputy palace master has gone up there in disguise. That's right, on the 9th floor of the Tower of Light, generally speaking, only a small number of supreme saints and demigods are qualified to set foot here, others don't have this qualification at all. But it's better now, the new students have set foot. I heard that even a strong demigod can hardly survive 2 or 3 hours in the 9th floor of the Tower of Light. This seems too weird. It has been almost 2 hours, and the light on the 9th floor is still there, indicating that there are still people inside. Could it be that the restriction on the 9th floor of the Tower of Light has disappeared? It's not that this possibility doesn't exist. If this is the case, this matter will become more complicated. I'll hum it, after this wave, my palms are sweating. If there are no restrictions on the 9th floor of the Tower of Light, can we also go up to practice? Try it? Go. The atmosphere outside the Tower of Light was very lively, and many people even directly proposed some wonderful ideas. Then gradually practice these wonderful ideas one by one. After this wave, it is very real. Many students from the Guangming Academy formed a team and wanted to charge towards the higher floors of the Tower of Light. They felt that if Fang Fan and others could reach the 9th floor, it must be because of something wrong with the Tower of Light. Their restrictions may have disappeared, so that they can also reach the 9th floor to enjoy the bonus of 100 times the speed of cultivation. Dreams are beautiful, ideals are cruel. When I thought about it in my heart, I was really flattered, but the reality directly drew a big mouth. After this wave, it can be regarded as a loss of soldiers and generals. As for the others, let alone, they are all bullshit and meaningless. With more and more losers and more tragic lessons, I gradually became clear about my position. 3 hours have passed. It's not out yet. Can't something happen? How did this guy last for so long on the 9th floor? What a freak. Xiangfei is still with this guy, nothing can happen. Hey, I would have gone up with him before I knew it, so I wouldn't have to worry about it all the time here. I thought he was only in the quasi-sacred realm, so he could only act on the 1st floor of the Tower of Light. I didn't expect it to become like this. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2483. As Murong Yu thought about it, the nervous look on his face became more intense. In any case, this matter is also related to her to a certain extent. At this moment, my heart is gradually beating drums for this matter. Good wine. It's really good wine. Belch. It's still on. Looks like I'm really drunk. Raise a glass to relieve your sorrow, worry even more. Hi, that's what it feels like. Why are you more depressed? It shouldn't be like this. No. It's not like this, it doesn't feel right, it's really wrong, it's very wrong. The drunkard, a day-level student of Guangming Academy, drank slowly, his eyes glanced at the distant sky, and the expression on his face became more and more treacherous. This looks a bit different from any angle. On the surface, he was still in this dazed state, but the light in his eyes became brighter and brighter. This is probably also a particularly vivid feeling. Thoughts gathered in my heart, and my expression changed completely. Time passed by every minute. 3 hours. 5 hours. 10 hours. 20 hours. 50 hours. 2 days and 2 nights passed like this. The ninth floor of the Tower of Light, training room number 1. Gisha and Zhuoqiuyao each looked at each other with bitterness on their faces. At this moment, there are blood stains on the corners of their mouths. I have made preparations for promotion several times, but in the end, because of my complicated thoughts, I completely collapsed. I really got used to the blood spitting up. 50 hours. 2 days and 2 nights have passed. Is this still possible? Brother Bai Piao, didn't you say that Brother Fang Fan only has 3 to 5 hours of fighting power? It's amazing, only 10 hours or so. But now, it's really been 50 hours now. My Tower of Light cultivation time is long gone. This time I go out, I have to pay a large amount of retention money, can you be sure of your words? Gui Sha stared at Bai Piao, while talking, then looked at the ceiling like this, and now his mentality really collapsed. Don't yell at me, I have more headaches than you. It wasn't like this before. When did this become so powerful? I really don't know. Ghost knows what's going on here. How did this guy's combat power improve so much? How can this senior sister Xiangfei bear it? Shameless. Obscene. Despicable. Bai Piao clenched her teeth, her body was twitching as she spoke. It's useless to say these things now, it's all useless, let's think about how to solve this matter quickly. Don't talk about anything else, my brain hurts right now, it's too painful. Gisha rolled his eyes and said angrily. Brother Gisha, don't be impatient, isn't there someone here with you? I have almost been able to suddenly advance to the 6-star initial stage sanctuary several times, but this has also failed. But I don't have any regrets this time. Brother Gisha, don't you think that after failing to attack the realm again and again, our foundation must be stabilized again? We used to care too much about the improvement of the realm, so we really ignored those other things. Even if you continue to practice like this, what's the use of not being stable? Take a good workout now, there's nothing wrong with it. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2484. Fang Fan's eyes continued to scan the surroundings, and found that the robes that were used as cushions had been soaked in blood red, and the scene looked very bloody at one point. This is a healing card, it restores blood, it's about to be used. Fang Fan looked at Concubine Xiang, then nodded and said. Without waiting for Concubine Xiang's reaction, Fang Fan forcibly used the healing card on Concubine Xiang. Seeing that her injuries had recovered, he felt relieved. And at this moment, the Tower of Light suddenly vibrated. Fang Fan and Concubine Xiang got dressed and walked out of the training room. At this moment, they happened to see Bai Piao, Zhuoqiuyao, Gisha, and Lianyi, who looked bewildered. Boy Fang Fan, you finally came out. You, just stopped, the Tower of Light started to vibrate, did you do it? I said, what are you doing with this thing, it scared me so much. At that time, I was terrified. Fang Fan, you are too hurt. While Bai Piao was talking, he immediately complained. At this moment, he looked at the disheveled Concubine Xiang, and immediately sighed secretly. Such a cabbage was swallowed up by a pig. Stop talking nonsense, get out quickly. Just as Fang Fan was about to speak, there was a sudden burst of thunder, and then the top of the Tower of Light was directly reimbursed. Fang Fan raised his head and glanced at the sky, the thunder that frantically gathered together had completely deteriorated. The reason why the Tower of Light vibrates is naturally because of the crazy power of thunder. Fang Fan is about to break through, and at this moment, the sanctuary thunder disaster will naturally be triggered. If he can successfully survive the thunder tribulation in the sanctuary, Fang Fan will be a veritable 1-star sanctuary cultivator. But right now, this situation seems to be a bit out of order. At this moment, there are huge crowds of people around the Tower of Light, and the scene is extremely lively. This wave after wave is shocking. The Tower of Light has been completely covered by a terrifying thunder group at this moment. Just now, a thunderbolt even fell directly destroying the top of the Tower of Light, which is said to be indestructible. Anyway, this scene is getting bigger and bigger. If this trend continues, it will explode completely sooner or later. If it continues to be destroyed like this, the Tower of Light will be useless. At this moment, a group of practitioners in the Tower of Light naturally rushed out crazily. The students who were cultivating around the Tower of Light naturally acted accordingly and quickly hid away. But this does not prevent them from wanting to watch the fun and eat melons. Good guy, this thunder group seems to be more terrifying than those demigods' thunder tribulation. Damn it, it's so awesome, even the top of the Tower of Light has been killed, this is the first time. Hiss, someone came out from over there, a young man, holding a woman, such a beautiful woman. That's Fang Fan. That young man is Fang Fan. He must have provoked this terrifying thunder group. Huh, so that's the case. From this point of view, this person is really extraordinary, the proud son of heaven. The absolute favored son of heaven. What's the use of the proud son of heaven? Isn't he still jealous of heaven now? Look at this sky thunder, is this ordinary sky thunder? That Fang Fan is going to go through the thunder disaster in the sanctuary now, doesn't it mean that he is still a supreme quasi-sage territory? What the hell, maybe he is going through the demigod thunder disaster? If he passes through, he will be a demigod. Hee, you should change your mind. If you are about to be promoted to a demigod, wouldn't it be nice to come to Guangming Academy to learn a hammer and become the palace master? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2485. Now this scale is quite noisy. If you don't pay attention, it seems that the entire Tower of Light will be blown into dust. Such a big commotion naturally attracted a lot of attention. Among them are the many tutors and deans of the 4 major colleges. Even Shui Wanren, the deputy head of the Guangming Academy who was in charge of routine affairs, rushed over quickly. There is nothing trivial about the Tower of Light. If you are not careful, there will be more involved. After all, it took a lot of energy to build this Tower of Light, and it's even more so now. All kinds of ideas are gathered, so there is no need to say more. My apprentice seems to be messing around again. Tai Shuja, the super tutor of the God of War Academy, put his hands behind his back, glanced at the thunder group in the sky, then nodded in agreement and said, "This seems to be too emotional." Gao Song, the dean of the God of War Academy, opened his mouth, with a wry smile on his face. "Why does it seem like you can meet this kid wherever there is an accident? Is this a proud son of heaven or a natural disaster?" Fu Jing, the deputy dean of the Priest Academy who had just been demoted and retained, suddenly showed displeasure on her face and said, "If you want me to say, that's it, it should have been cleaned up long ago. To save me from coming here every day to do things. What is this Guangming Academy being tossed about now? The deputy palace master knows how to spoil him. Just spoil him. If you can blow up the top of the Tower of Light today, you can shake the foundation of the Bright Academy tomorrow." I really answered that sentence, the upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked. While talking, Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, subconsciously glanced at Tai Shuja's position. This expression and gesture are very suggestive. But this kind of sarcasm is completely useless to an old fritter like Tai Shuja. In other words, people didn't care about these things at all, and people's hearts were always bright, so naturally they didn't want to delve into it. Those are all small things, just stick to it every minute, and don't care about the rest. Vice President Fu Jing, are you alluding to the Vice Palace Master or the Palace Master? Your sentence is not upright and the beam is crooked. It sounds like you are dissatisfied with the Deputy Palace Master. Tai Shuji's voice was still loud when he spoke, and he never cared about making faces or something. You're talking nonsense. That's not what I meant. I mean you. Aren't you that Fang Fan's master? You, the master, are to blame for his troubles. When did I mention the Deputy Palace Master? Fu Jing, vice president of the Priest Academy, quickly counterattacked. Look, you didn't make it clear yourself, can you blame me? Besides, what do you mean doing something? My apprentice is a peerless arrogance that is rare in all ages, so it is understandable that he should be a little bit special and grand when he is going through the thunder disaster in the sanctuary. Those of us who are mentors should go all out to help him, not to belittle him. Hey, that's all you need to be a teacher? It's chilling. It's so chilling. I don't want to say more, it's sad. It's sad. Tai Shuja was talking, and then he stamped his feet and beat his chest, as if that was really the case. The tutors and deans of the surrounding schools all knew Tai Shuja's disposition, so they shut up and said nothing at the moment. Now it's nonsense to say 1,000 words and 10,000, and they didn't care at all. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2486. People just slapped Shameless on the public screen, what can you do? Can you still be stubborn with others? Anyway, Fu Jing, the vice president of the Priest Academy, would be pissed off every time. These minutes are all slaps in the face. It's not slapping face, or it's on the way to slap face. It's really too difficult to repeat like this. At this moment, Shui Wanren, the deputy head of Guangming Academy, has arrived. As always, at this moment, the deputy palace master is always dark-faced. The top of the Tower of Light was torn off, this loss is too great. Shui Wanren gritted his teeth and looked forward, just in time to see Fang Fan hugging a woman. That posture makes me think about it. This kid is doing something again. Why does that girl look familiar? I'm going to kill you, kid. Put Xiangfei down. When Shui Wanren saw the face of the girl in Fang Fan's arms, he exploded completely. This speed is getting faster and faster, the speed of the twitching of the corner of the mouth is also getting faster, and the legs and feet are trembling. Deputy Palace Master. Cough, long time no see. Seeing Shui Wanren coming, Fang Fan nodded quickly and said, then looked at the thunder group in the sky, there is a high probability that there will be another wave brewing. Who wants to see you? Xiangfei. Come here. What's the matter with chattering in public? You, how did you meet this bastard? The face of Shui Wanren, the deputy head of the Guangming Academy, turned darker and darker. While talking, he almost died of breath. That anger, I almost couldn't control it. Fang Fan was stunned for a moment, seeing Shui Wanren's skillful way of pulling Xiangfei, he was instantly stunned. This is so. Won't be a hornet's nest? Could it be that concubine Xiang had some kind of intimate relationship with this deputy palace master before? Fang Fan frowned, but felt that it didn't look like it. After all, there was a large amount of blood in the training room before, which was just the best proof. Although the deputy palace master is still in the demigod realm and is very strong, his might cannot be subdued. From Fang Fan's point of view, Xiangfei is his man. Fang Fan immediately strode forward with his head held high and his chest held high, and he directly pulled Xiangfei back. Deputy Palace Master, show some respect. Xiangfei is my woman. Don't drag her around. Fang Fan has a solemn expression and a proud posture. Confronting a demigod still feels different. On the surface, it seems that everything has been stabilized, but the fact is that when it is time to hold on, you still have to hold on. The flustered feeling is very real. It must be bullshit to say that I don't feel anything at all, but at this time, in order to protect my own woman, I just have to be tough. Fang Fan thought, in front of so many people, the deputy palace master must pay attention to his face. Fang Fan's sentence "Xiang Fei is my woman" is very domineering. The audience is completely boiling. At this moment, the eyes of all the melon eaters are sharp. This guy, sure enough, it really is that virtue. The country is easy to change, and the nature is hard to change. Hey, my poor Xiang Fei. Look back and see how I deal with you, bastard. No, it's interesting that this guy actually talks like this in front of the deputy palace master. I'm afraid the deputy palace master won't be able to hold fire this time. A gloating expression suddenly appeared on Mirangyu's face, thinking in his heart, the smile on the corner of his mouth could not be suppressed completely. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2487. Seeing Fang Fan continue to pull Xiang Fei back, and then directly hugged Xiang Fei's waist, with an unusually affectionate look, Shui Wanren was so angry. You bastard, don't tell me nonsense. What is your woman? Xiang Fei is my daughter. You bastard. I slashed you. Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, roared, and Fang Fan's body trembled. What the hell? The water rushed to the Dragon King Temple. Daughter? Xiang Fei is Shui Wanren's daughter? Is this true? Hearing this news all of a sudden, Fang Fan was really caught off guard. He really didn't know what to say at this moment. Now his brain is buzzing. It's all nonsense to say 1,000 words and 10,000, anyway, I'm speechless now. This expression gradually became frightened and excited. The flame in my heart completely collapsed into nothingness. This is real. Fang Fan swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and then looked at the blushing concubine Xiang. Concubine Xiang lowered her head and nodded silently. To protect me, my father didn't disclose my identity. As soon as Xiang Fei said it, the matter was settled. I slept with the daughter of the demigod deputy palace master. Fang Fan subconsciously glanced forward, and saw that Shui Wanren's hair exploded. Bastard! You dare to bully my daughter! Shui Wanren's roar spread all over Bailey, and he rushed towards Fang Fan. Father, don't! Concubine Xiang lay directly in front of Fang Fan, looking protective. In fact, Shui Wanren was just a little angry at the beginning, and didn't think about really killing Fang Fan, but seeing his daughter so determined to block the sword for Fang Fan, the flame deep in Shui Wanren's heart couldn't be suppressed at all. Anyway, there is such a feeling, very awkward, and with a little anger. I don't know how to describe that feeling, anyway, it's weird. At this moment, the whole place exploded. The fact that concubine Xiang is Shui Wanren's daughter is known in the entire Guangming Academy, and there are only a handful of people who know about it. That is because Mirangyu is Xiang Fei's master, so he can know this, and other people, including the principals, have never known it. Looking at this scene, everyone no longer knew what to say. Senior Xiang Fei is the daughter of the deputy palace master, brother Fang Fan is really going to fly this time. Does this become the deputy palace master's son-in-law? Gisha took a deep breath, his face full of envy. I go. Why didn't I know? After hooking up with this relationship, I will completely walk sideways in the academy from now on. This wife is so cool. I woke up too late, too late. I missed a great opportunity to eat soft food. Ah! Zhou Qiuyeo let out a roar like a groundhog, and seemed to be regretful. You two, stop talking nonsense. Sister Xiang Fei didn't even fall in love with me at the beginning, so can she still fall in love with you? That is to say, Fang Fan has always had shit luck, so he just ran into him. Hey, this kid's luck has always been so good. This luck must have been sucked from me. Otherwise, why is his luck so good? Is my luck always so bad? Bai Biao is good at self-summarization, and while summarizing, he judges. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2488. Stop talking nonsense. What does this matter have to do with you? Just count on yourself. Actually, this matter is simple and quite simple. How can you say it's so evil? It's enough to know this clearly. Speaking of it, my brother Fang Fan's fate is good. Who would have known that he would run into the daughter of the Deputy Palace Lord just now? It's really jealous. Zhuo Qiuyao was deeply touched, and while talking, he nodded deeply and said. With the bursts of discussion from the crowd, it was quite embarrassing for Fang Fan to float above the Tower of Light. It was easier to talk about it when I didn't understand anything, but now that I understand everything, it's really hard to arrange. Fang Fan opened his mouth and said, "Cough, Deputy Palace Master." "Shut up." Shui Wanren stared directly at him. The energy here has not passed yet. Now he feels very uncomfortable in his heart. How can it be like this? Isn't this bullshit? His head was buzzing, and he couldn't say anything. The little cabbage he's been raising for so many years is just arched. I'm so sick for it. Isn't it okay to call him the Deputy Palace Master? Then, father-in-law? Fang Fan asked cautiously. Shui Wanren. This wave almost didn't send him away directly. Is there anyone who talks like that? This babble, almost pissed him off. You kid has never been peaceful. I found that since I met you, kid, nothing good has happened. As long as there is an accident in the school, you must be there. How can you be so troublesome? Shui Wanren was so angry that he rolled his eyes while talking, and now these words have completely burst out anyway. This gesture, this expression, is very real. I didn't do it on purpose either. Didn't this suddenly attract the thunder tribulation of the sanctuary? Who knew that the top of the Tower of Light was so fragile, and nothing happened? The top of the tower is gone, and the defense measures are too poor. Father-in-law, Deputy Palace Master, this quality still needs to be matched. We can't save this star core. Fang Fan earnestly advised from the side. What he said is absolutely true. When I speak the truth, my heart opens up. Poor quality. The defensive measures are too poor. With the hardness of the top of the Tower of Light, it can completely withstand the bombardment of ordinary demigods. Why is something so useless in your hands? You still want to get rid of the pot. Can you get rid of it? Hurry up and get rid of this thunder group. Why is this sanctuary thunder calamity related to you so weird? The strength of this thunder group is far beyond the demigod level. Leave here quickly and transfer this thunder group, otherwise the Guangming Academy will be destroyed. Shui Wanren, deputy head of the Guangming Academy, glanced at the thunder cluster frantically gathering in the sky with a dark face. He was so angry that he couldn't tell at this moment. Immediately, the expressions and gestures also changed suddenly. Okay, now. Then father-in-law, Deputy Palace Master, what should I call you? Fang Fan said with a face of embarrassment, this is too difficult. Call it whatever you like. Leave. I get a headache seeing you now. Shui Wanren's face darkened, he almost died of anger. Little padded jacket, nothing. Little cabbage, nothing. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2489. Alright. Then it's better to be called father-in-law. Then I'll go first. Fang Fan subconsciously took a step forward, with his right hand still around Xiangfei's waist. Let go of my daughter. Don't touch me in front of me from now on. Shui Wanren gritted his teeth, and while talking, the movements and postures of inhaling and breathing were vividly displayed. Anyway, it's just out of breath here. Fang Fan shrugged, then looked at Xiangfei. I'm going to cross the tribulation first. Wait here for me. Be good. Fang Fan smiled slightly, then reached out and tapped Xiangfei's nose, and then left. Concubine Xiang's complexion turned red for a while, and then she couldn't help showing a worried look on her face. Seeing Fang Fan's figure gradually going away, the anxiety in his eyes became more intense. Father, Fang Fan will be alright. Look at that thunder group, it's terrifying. Father, didn't you just say that the power of this thunder group surpassed the demigod level? Then Fang Fan will he be, just suppressed by this thunder group? Father, hurry up and help Fang Fan. Concubine Xiang blinked at Shui Wanren, she was talking, and then she began to act coquettishly. Shui Wanren's mood that had just calmed down broke out again at this time. What the hell, this is too irritating. He can't bear this grievance. Now I'm done with the grievances. This thunder group surpasses the demigod level, I must be dead if I go up. How long have you known this bastard, and don't care about your father's life? Shui Wanren took a deep breath, the corners of his mouth twitched as he spoke, and a nervous look appeared on his face as he spoke. There are still many complicated emotions in this heart. Father. How can there be? Didn't I think, Daddy, you have a high realm and strong strength? Fang Fan is not yet in sanctuary, I'm afraid. If you can't bear this thunderstorm, isn't Fang Fan too dangerous? Thinking of this in Xiangfei's heart, the nervous look on her face became more and more intense. Don't think about these things. If you say that other people will be blown up on the spot, I believe it, but this kid is a scourge for thousands of years, and it is absolutely impossible for something to happen. Anyway, those people around him and his pets all looked like this when they crossed the sanctuary thunder tribulation. But in the end nothing happened. This kid has a sense of proportion, otherwise it wouldn't be so easy. Stop worrying here and there. With this time, why not worry about yourself? Tell me how to get involved with this bastard. I remember when I saw this bastard before, there was a female student by my side. Shui Wanren, deputy head of Guangming Academy, frowned involuntarily while talking. This is related to his daughter's affairs, so he naturally needs to pay attention to it in all aspects, and he also needs to follow through on all aspects. Which one are you talking about? Is it Li Yulai? Or who? Concubine Xiang blinked and asked sincerely. How many more? Is this bastard playing with your feelings? Is he cheating on you? You tell Dad, when he comes back from the robbery, Dad will abolish him. Shui Wanren, deputy head of the Guangming Academy, was out of breath, and said while talking, and then followed through gritted teeth. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2490. For the sake of his little padded jacket, this wave of Shui Wanren went all out. Father, I am the one who pursued him. I don't care about that. He's really charming and nice. Anyway, I just like him. If you destroy him, I won't live anymore. Concubine Xiang held her head high, and then said confidently. Shui Wanren opened his mouth, he didn't know what to say at this moment. This is really useless. This girl is in it. Shui Wanren was deeply touched, thinking of this in his heart, his expression became unnatural. Even if this is the case, I will teach this kid a lesson later. No matter what, Let me vent my anger first. Shui Wanren clenched his fist and said arrogantly. Boom. Rumbling. The sounds of bombing gathered together again, and the scene was shocking. Lei Tuan was directly taken by Fang Fan to the place where he could cross the catastrophe of Guangming Academy. Fang Fan thought, this place could be a little more spacious. At this moment, the students and mentors who were originally surrounded by the Tower of Light also flocked to the place where the school passed the tribulation. At this moment, Shui Wanren saw that Fang Fan was not moving at the place of crossing the catastrophe. His eyes widened immediately, and he rushed over. Bastard! Hurry up, quick retreat. The facilities in this land of transcending tribulations were destroyed by you once before, and the new facilities have just been installed. If you give me all the fuss again, it is another big loss. Shui Wanren shouted from the air. Father-in-law, I'm too late. The thunder itself landed. Fang Fan shrugged and said innocently. The power of this wave of thunder landed, and there was no grass in the surrounding area. Destroy the ancients, destroy everything. If there is no defense, this minute will be cold. It's a good thing I prepared a holy level thunder tribulation exemption card early. At critical moments, we still have to rely on cards to save our lives. Fang Fan let out a breath, thinking to himself, his eyes could not help turning to other directions. As the thunder fell in a radius of hundreds of feet, the Sanctuary Thunder Tribulation Exemption card in Fang Fan's hand also began to scatter rays of light. When the thunder with a radius of 100 feet fell, the power inspired by the Sanctuary Thunder Tribulation Exemption card resisted it, and then disappeared invisible. Everything shows the most real appearance. Fang Fan nodded silently, then let out a silent breath. The sky thunder with a radius of 100 jong was about to bombard Fang Fan and everyone, and instantly bottomed out and rebounded and disappeared into the endless void. Come fast, go fast. It looked scary, but in fact Fang Fan did not cause any harm. Sanctuary Lightning Tribulation Exemption card, this thing is really good. It's just that the price is too expensive, and it can be tens of billions of low-grade star cores at every turn. Fang Fan had a deep feeling, and then complained from the side, this feeling is naturally there. I don't know what realm I can advance to this time. The previous three great pets and little Liuli all experienced this kind of special thunder calamity in the sanctuary. The three great favorites have been directly promoted from the peak quasi-sacred realm to the 6-star initial stage of the sacred realm. Little Liuli was almost promoted from the top quasi-sage to the 5-star initial stage of the holy realm. My aptitude, even if it's not as good as a god's favor, it should be about the same as little Liuli, right? It's almost enough to be a 5-star sanctuary, and the requirements are not high.